Ecuadorian President Lenin Moreno is in Washington today to complete a deal with the International Monetary Fund. His arrival comes less than a week after he revoked Julian Assange's asylum and allowed British police to arrest him at Ecuador's embassy in London. Today, we're hearing more about why he made that decision. RT's Dan Cohen live for us now in the newsroom with more details. Dan?
Well, the loan Moreno is signing with the IMF is worth a whopping $4.2 billion, and he's already laid off 10,000 public workers ahead of his trip to Washington. Moreno insists that there's no connection between him inking this deal and his handing over of Julian Assange, the journalist who published embarrassing classified information about the United States and republished the details of Moreno's own financial scandals.
The thing we can do is tell the truth. This is a typical accusation of the former president used to deflect people from the fundamental truth. They have a lot of economic power to spend on anything they want. It's been calculated that they spend $3 million each month on trolls to communicate their ideas. We don't have anything to do with that. The only thing we can do is tell the truth.
While Moreno claims the alleged connection between the IMF deal and him giving up Assange has been debunked, the New York Times reported that Moreno attempted to strike a deal with former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort to exchange Assange for debt relief from the United States. And as for his accusation that former Ecuadorian President Rafael Correa uses trolls, it's the teapot calling the kettle black. An advisor to Moreno, quote, bought tens of thousands of followers and retweets for Mr. Moreno's campaign accounts during last year's elections. And while Moreno was in Washington speaking of Ecuador's glowing democracy, protesters in Quito hit the streets in support of Julian Assange, only to be beaten back by police. This comes as a federal judge unsealed an FBI affidavit in support of the case against Assange that shows the Department of Justice is focused on criminalizing the publication of the Iraq and Afghanistan war logs. The affidavit reads that, quote, Manning and WikiLeaks had reason to believe that public disclosures of the Afghanistan war reports and Iraq war reports would cause injury to the United States. But the U.S. government has never found that Chelsea Manning, Julian Assange, nor WikiLeaks was ever responsible for a death of a U.S. service member in Iraq or Afghanistan. Though the documents they released did show that U.S. soldiers tortured and killed civilians and even carried out summary executions. So revealing war crimes could become a crime itself. Reporting live in the newsroom, Dan Cohen, RT.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.